has arrived, so the Public Safety and License Committee meeting will be in session. Call to order. Our first order of business will be the approval of the minutes for the June 10th meeting. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
A second?
Second.
Any further discussion or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before we get to the first item, I think we can spend a second going around and introducing ourselves. So I'm Sammy Pete, Alderman, District 10.
May Kelly, District 13 Alderman. Wilson White, District. Elizabeth Territory, District 30.
Assistant City Attorney Ian Coughlin.
Brandon Fox, Clerk's Office.
Sam Williams, Deputy Clerk.
Okay, Mr. Williams, take it away.
Item 0482-26, communication submitting a new application for a Class A retail fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license for Max Westtown, doing business as Westtown Foods, located at 3326 16th Street, Davenderjit, Bar, Agent, 13th District.
Yeah.
Apologies if my pronunciation was wrong. If you'd like to take the photo.
This item was discussed in both, do you need to swear in that?
Are you, if you could raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. Yes, thank you. And then if you could state your full name.
Please call.
And then, also, I'm her son, Joshua Singh. I'm just, trying to help her talk behind her app, just to translate a little bit, so.
Thank you. This item, your item was discussed and voted on in favor of approval on June 10th, but it was referred back to the Public Safety and Licensing Committee by the Common Council on June 16th, which is why you're here today. Thanks for coming out. This is your, I have to go with some things we've already talked about before, but you're applying for a liquor license that is being conditionally surrendered to you from the previous business owner. Please give us some overview of your hours, how many employees you're gonna have, and there's a couple of things that the Common Council was concerned about, but I'll let you start.
So from Westtown, we're gonna be open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., what it's currently operating at. At midnight, so 9 a.m. until 12, what it's currently operating at. And then we're also gonna be working with the old owners, so, they're still gonna be working with us. It's not gonna be like a complete transfer of just totally switching out the people. Still gonna be the same people, same neighborhood. We're still gonna be working with the same people.
Roughly how many employees will you have?
It's around 8 to 10 employees.
Okay. You mentioned your hours of operation. That's the reason you were called in back in or referred back to this committee. And I would like to turn it over to Attorney Poplin to explain your license and how your hours fit in. Because
Yeah, so the license that you've applied for is a Class A beer and Class A liquor. That means you can sell liquor until 9 p.m., you can sell beer until midnight. Those aren't restrictions on your hours of operation, unlike a Class B. Class B is, during those hours, that's the only time the business can be open. Class A's are held by gas stations, convenience stores, grocery stores, and they are routinely open and allowed to be open beyond those hours. So Alder Pete had requested that I kind of explain the difference between the two licenses for the applicant, the committee, and all of those watching at home.
thank you. Does anyone from the committee have any comments or questions?
I have a question. Being open to midnight, my one question is, do you have, is your liquor, the alcohol, not the beer, how do you say it? alcohol, not beer.
Liquor would be your
Yeah, liquor.
spirits and wine.
Are your liquor and spirits and wines, able to be locked up from at 9 PM once it's only the beer sales?
Yes, miss, this is a separate section, so they lock up already after 9 o'clock. And they have a cash register cannot ring after 9 o'clock. The old owners here, he put an automatic register. The system, after 9 o'clock, they cannot ring in liquor license, plus they will shut down they have separate, actual thing, liquor is separate, they shut down the department, liquor department.
Thank you, that was one of my questions that I had, and you have answered that.
We got open 8 o'clock to midnight, so after the 9 o'clock they are full line grocery. So people can come for bread, milk, beer, sodas, anything, there's neighborhood stores. Thank you very much for she's be over there, so all of us helping everybody, so that's the neighborhood stores.
Awesome, yeah, that was my main concern, was how did you, work after the 9 PM?
We work together, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
There are speakers on this item as well in the audience.
Okay. Before we get there, I want to make sure that you understand the difference in what Alder Davis was pointing out, that because it could be a serious problem if you were selling or the liquor after 9 o'clock.
That's fine.
Because it's a little confusing. Just want to make sure it's perfectly clear.
That's fine, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Please, over to you.
We have, Jeff Cole, 1044 Villa Street.
Coming in, to speak in favor of this license, I guess I want to ask, what kind of police problems have been in this place in the last 15 years? Has there been anything that jumps out at you guys?
Nothing that jumps out.
So I guess my problem that just got called back is, we got people that have been in business at different locations for years. And we're calling them in and want to change it on the council floor, change it on the fly. And I didn't think that was right. And we have other people coming in for new licenses that hardly get any questions at all. All I know is these guys have been good business people for the community for years and years. And I mean, I don't think we should be, if they do anything wrong, then's the time to go after them and punish them. But if they're not, why are we punishing them before they even get their license granted? That's my real problem. So, like I said, no police problems. That doesn't make any sense. Why this got called back at the committee level, I can't figure that out, why they would do that. But, and they wanted to change the hours on the fly without these people being there, and that wasn't. So, just want you guys, please grant this license.
Thank you. Anyone else?
We do. We have a Sammy Ali, I believe it's 716 Oregon Street, Racine, Wisconsin.
As he specified, to you already, I wanted to confirm that I have a separate section on the east side of the store that is chained off every night, right at 9 o'clock. And even though our machines and system does not allow for even any mistakes, because if you try to scan anything at 9 o'clock, it will not allow it. It'll say after hours, okay? So it's not possible that anything, not even by just an honest mistake, it would be done. Everything is set by, my programmer, that it's not gonna allow the sale to be, done.
Well, you explained it, I'm comfortable with it. Like I said, it was referred back to us from the full council. Had we had that information that you just shared, maybe we would have been able to avoid having to come back here.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
thank you. Are there any other questions, any other speakers, concerns? Well, at this time, I would ask for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, sir. Motion carries. And it's the same process like last
No,
time.
I get it. What
No, I
I,
was making sure that,
what
you
I
know.
wanna know, so this license gets granted at the next council meeting, am I correct?
Yeah. It'll be on, yeah, on the
Stays under the
yeah.
old ownership.
Well, wait a minute, let me think, because our next meeting is Tuesday, so I'll refer to you.
Yes, the item will go to the council on 7/7 for
Okay,
the
so we should tell the people.
Yeah.
I got to make sure, so it'll be under their own owner,
Hmm?
it'll be under your license, we'll tell them.
Yeah.
Well, the next,
It's under who is applying for the license currently. At the common council under this item number on the 7th coming.
Yeah.
right, but right now they're running under the.
Oh, you're specifying currently for their business-wise
For their
running.
business wise, so it'll run under until next Tuesday, am I
It would
correct?
have to, correct, yeah, it cannot run under the new license until it's approved, so whatever needs to happen until that, it would have to.
That's what we should, yeah, well, I always wanna make sure that these
Yeah.
people know. All right, then, thank you. Thank you.
So that would be on the 7th at 6:00 PM in the council chambers downstairs. You do not have to attend if you do not like to, but you can attend if you wish to speak or anything.
That's fine. We done the plumbing and electrician, the department, they told us we done already, we sent them, we're waiting for the, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All the way, all of you. Thank you for.
Thanks, everyone. Excuse me, thanks, everyone. Sir, we're ready for the next item.
Item 0541-26, communication submitting a new application for a Class B retail fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license for Elixir and Oak LLC, doing business as Elixir and Oak, located at 300 6th Street, Devon Kane, Agent, First District.
Will the applicant please come forward and pop on, swear you in?
All right, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, and then if you could state your full name.
Devin King.
Thank you.
Okay. Sir, you're here because you're applying for a new liquor license that's being conditionally, surrendered to you from the previous business owner, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, as we started with the last applicant, could you give us your business plan is like you had filled out when you went?
Yeah, we're just trying to do we're doing like a Asian Latin fusion restaurant inside with all serving martinis, I guess, is what we're trying to do over there. So we're just gonna try to bring, something a little bit different vibes down there. And it was already, fine dining that was already in place in there. And, so we didn't have to really do any renovations or anything like that. We're just taking the building over and trying to do somewhat the same thing,
How many,
different cuisine.
okay, how many employees will you have, and what will your hours of operation be?
For hours, I'm shooting for like between 10 to 1, Sunday to Thursday, and Friday, Saturday to 2, but we might, depending on if we're busy or not, we might bring it down a little bit more, just if we're slow or something like that, but we're planning on being open in those hours. Just being around here, I feel like there's a lot of spots that are open, often downtown, so I was trying to give people some options that they might not otherwise have.
Okay. I'll turn it over to the committee for questions, comments, concerns.
With the hours, are you planning to serve food until 1 or 2 a.m.?
Yeah, they were to have like a late night menu, maybe till like midnight, somewhere around there. But stopping like our original menu at like 10 and maybe just doing something for a good bite to eat or something.
First question is, when are you planning to open?
So I'm not exactly sure. I was hoping towards the end of July. I can't like order anything yet, obviously, until the license is approved, so depends on how long all that stuff takes to get set up and whatnot. But we've been trying to just kind of practice some of our recipes and all that, just while we're not open, to just nail down, pricing and, ingredients, things like that.
Have you, created just a concept menu or an idea of what, because right now I'm looking at the application, you don't have a menu at the time, so I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, we don't have a solidified menu yet, but we're doing like a one-page menu. It's not gonna be like a lot of different options.
I think right now it currently has around 14 items on there. But we don't have anything set in stone. We're just kind of trying to practice a few things, have some people try it, see what they think, and kind of go from there.
Final, or a question for the attorney, just so I can understand. If they have the hours from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m., do they have to be open during those hours? Or, go ahead, no, go ahead.
Oh, they have to generally be open during those hours. There's nothing preventing them from closing early on, say, a Tuesday if business is slow, but these should be the hours that they intend to open for the majority of the time. If they intend to ever, say, never be open on a Monday or a Tuesday because business is permanently slow, we would ask them to amend their hours, but we don't want to force businesses to stay open when there are no customers. So they can always close earlier, they cannot ever go later without, approval of this committee and council.
You know, if we see like a trend, like we're always slow, at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday, then we could kind of, maybe revisit, or we have to say, hey, by the way, we're changing our hours from this to that. I just kind of don't know what I don't know yet, so we're going to see how it goes and kind of go from there.
Yeah, that's why I wanted him to state that, so that you can hear how that process could be.
Yeah.
Once you learn, wait a minute, 10 to 1 a.m., maybe, we have big ideas, but we gotta take a break in the middle of the day. So just so that you know the process, you would come in and ask for that thing.
For sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Well, mine are all around the hours too. It
I
seems
have-
like very ambitious and
Okay.
very
I
late for a
agree.
restaurant.
I know you're just taking over an existing business, but have you gotten all your permits, health department,
Yeah.
building inspection, all
pretty
that
much-
taken care of?
Yeah, just about finished up with all of those. There was like a couple, like, small items, like caulking on a sink or something like that. Some very small stuff that we have to take,
And,
to finish up, but.
and you will be officially open in, let's say, less than 90 days or so?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, no later than August 1st.
Okay.
But I'm hoping a little bit sooner than that, but
I understand.
I just think all of the.
Sure.
Fall.
Is there anything from the attorney's office or the police department?
We had a good neighbors meeting with the applicant on Thursday, June 25th. He, as he stated, has the idea to open a martini bar and Mexican Asian fusion restaurant. He seems to have a developed business plan. He is either completed or imminently completing all of his sign-offs. The one reservation we have is that the applicant lacks experience in the industry. Some of that is tempered by it being a restaurant. We typically have less problems with bars and restaurants that serve more food. It sounds like that is part of his plan. Other than that, he showed up prepared and willing to discuss all of the issues.
Thank you. That's great. Well, the committee has no other questions. I would entertain a motion.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. So me and Devin spoke, was it last week? I think it was last week. And I'm in full support of it. It seemed like all the departments are kind of excited. I'm excited to see that building get used again. Even though Butch and Barrel, I know they're on Main Street, I'm just excited for that building to get used again. So he has my full support. So if there aren't anyone else, I'd make a motion to approve. Sam, the audio went completely away, so I can't hear anything. Yeah, it looks like you guys are muted. Like your microphone is muted somewhere.
Is it muted now? Ah,
There you go. There
sorry
you go.
about that. I don't know.
Yeah. So what
Apologies,
happened?
moderator.
No, you're good. I don't know what happened.
Technical difficulties.
Next item.
Item 0539-26, communication, submitting a change of agent application for a cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping device license for Dean AZ LLC, doing business as Dean's Mini Mart, located at 1407 Superior Street, Mahbub Abdallah, agent, fourth district.
Please. Thank you. This, the attorney, swear you in.
You could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, and then if you state your full name.
Mahbub Abdallah.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. We know you're taking over an existing business that already holds a cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping license. But you requesting a change of agent.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll start with a question from the committee. Is there anything from the attorney's office?
Nothing here.
Police department? Is there any information you'd like to share with us in terms of your business plan, your hours, or
Yeah, well, I
employees?
was partners with the owner of the person that had his name in business. We were partners and we just decided to leave our pockets, share out and then I just applied on my own people. All the same corporation, same everything, just.
Changing the name?
Yes.
Is there any other questions, concerns from the committee? Seeing that, I would entertain a motion.
Second.
Any further discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank, now, do I have to?
Okay. Pretty much, I'll let him explain that.
Yeah, same story as before. So on the 7th, that's next week, Tuesday, is Common Council at 6 o'clock on the second floor. That's the final decision. You don't have to go if you do not wish to. You can if you'd like to speak on it, but you don't have to. If the license is approved, then we would just wait for any final approvals from other departments. If there was still something waiting from building, say,
No,
okay. As long as nothing's waiting, then we would, as long as the license is granted by Common Council, then we would send it out to you from the clerk's office.
What about the meantime? Now until.
In the meantime, if you do not,
Because the old license expires on the 30th of June.
yes, so you do not have a license to sell tobacco at this time then. Until
I have to
this,
stop sales. of
you would
tobacco
legally
until
not be able to sell tobacco until that license is granted to you. Yes. Yeah.
Why was I?
Did you-
Postponed until now, and it's the same corporation, so everything is just different dates.
Did you renew? Did you do a renewal?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have a renewal and you did submit it and it was approved, then that's fine. As long as your renewal was approved, then you're okay to operate under that previous LLC until this new one is approved, and then it's
That's
switched.
what they.
I apologize, I thought you were saying you were
Yeah.
expired on 30th. Yeah,
Yeah.
so as long as you renewed your
Yes.
license, then you're fine. Yeah, until your new one kicks on, and then you'll go on to your new LLC or your new business. Yeah,
All right, I didn't want to operate.
that's a good question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
And our next item.
Item 0540-26, communication submitting a change of agent application for a Class B license for the DeKoven Foundation, doing business as the DeKoven Center, located at 600 Karan Butler Drive, Jeffrey Ward, agent, 2nd District.
Thank you, Dr. Work. Please come up. And again, the attorney's office will swear you in.
Right, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Always.
Thank you. You can put your hand down and then you can state your full name.
I'm the Reverend Jeffrey Ward. I am the new executive director of the DeKoven Center, starting August 1st. The former executive director, Lynn Dees Carroll, who has been the agent on this, I believe, for 6 years. I don't know how long we've had a liquor license. I know we've been around for 176 years, but this might be a little shorter than that. She is retired, and so we're making just simply a change of agent. There is no change in the business model. This is basically to accommodate different kinds of conferences, weddings, and events. And so there's no alteration to the business model.
Thank you. Any questions from the committee? Seeing none, at this time, I will entertain a motion.
Second.
Any further questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. And my wife and I moved to Racine, and we are looking forward to becoming a broader member of the community.
Well, thank you. Welcome to Racine, and I'll let the clerk's office give you the same speech, so I don't get yelled at.
Yeah. No, never.
No, somebody.
So yes, it's gonna be the 7th, so that's next Tuesday. That's the final approval for common council. If it's approved, then as long as there's no other things being held up by any of the departments, then you would be good to go. We would send your license out in the mail.
Yeah, we did make sure that we had the renewal in on time. Lindsay, that our office administrator did that. Lynn Bees Carroll, even though she has retired, she still is an affiliation with us. So there's a continuum with that. It's just simply a change of agent.
Wonderful. It's a wonderful place. I grew up at the Covenant Center. My mom ran the indoor pool and cleaned all the buildings, and it's a very special place. So thanks
It
for
is a
taking
very
good care of it.
sacred space. In fact, one of the reasons it's special to me is my mother was actually a associate of the nuns.
Wow.
St. Mary. So she asked me back when I was 20 years old and toured me around Dakota. And the sisters were thinking of leaving and didn't know what to do with it. And she said, so what would you do with this property, Jeffrey? And so we're going to answer the questions.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome to the city of Racine.
Thank you, sir.
Sir. Okay, our next item, please.
Item 0548-26, communication submitting a renewal application for a massage establishment license, Lake House, doing business as Lake House, located at 2000 Wisconsin Avenue, Lake and Hess, owner, 2nd District.
Any questions from the committee? Or concerns?
She doesn't have to show for this one.
It's a renewal, so they do not have to.
Right.
change it.
Right. So is there
Nothing on
anything?
this one.
Nothing?
Nope, this one comes as Frank.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure this is, that's true.
oh, the day before you get ready to ask something?
She's at the Covenant.
Ironically, she operates out. Yes, yes, yep. If you know where the arts area is, it's just above. Yes. Yep.
Yep, she's my massage.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, this time I would entertain one.
Move to approve.
There's a second. Any further discussion? Concerns? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Our next item.
Item 0535-26, communication proposing ordinance 0003-26, unleashed animals in dog parks.
All in favor? All right.
The piece that is sponsored in here, one of the big changes is that now Jones Park in District 3 will be able to have dogs in the park. That's the big change, and now this is just changing, we're saying that dogs have to be leashed, at least an 8-foot leash. So this wasn't, the reason this was created was just to clean up the language that was previously there. So.
Any further questions? All in favor? This case. Well, I entertain motion.
Motion to approve.
There's a
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Our next item.
Item 0542-26, communication for the licensed premises report. We do have one speaker signed up.
Reference to the licensed premise, Taste of Soul and Doobie still having issues with, hanging outside the bar. Doobie's also at their parking lot. They're having people still hanging out there. Try to provide extra attention as we can. We did have a fight at, Puff, which there was someone who was detained and then they were cited and then eventually released. But that's really the big thing, is just the fights and people being outside the bars.
Any concerns or questions from the
I have a
committee?
question about duties. So it's the parking lot at large, that's the issue, right?
Yeah.
Not like where the customers are just walking.
So there's off-duty that's working there. Pub that also has off-duty that's working. Off-duty, that means an officer who's not working for the police department, but is working at the bar. So we have them posted there, and yeah, most of the issues, I don't know if it's the people that are not being let in, and they're still hanging out in the parking lot, but because that parking lot's so big, that they're just hanging out until we get there, then we try to clear everything out.
I mean, the parking lot is like the size of a city block, so
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to maintain an entire parking lot for one establishment. Just want to say that for the record.
All the praises, did you have any, concerns or questions about the, fourth?
Oh, no. He said that the person on Pueblo, Wisconsin was cited and released.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
All in favor? So, thank you again.
Yes. So with Taste of Soul, it's the folks hanging out, but you do have extra,
Yeah, so usually the downtown area, throughout like the weekend, like that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we try to provide extra attention to the bars just because, obviously when it comes to crowds, that's when the issues can happen. So we do provide extra attention as time permits. So if the call for service, sometimes we just go call to pause. We don't have enough time to actually just sit there and, just monitor to see what's going on. But with the officers that are working those night shifts are trying to provide extra attention to the bars. But for Taste of Soul, that interest on the east side of the business, that's where they're hanging out. It's not the one that's on the north side. It's the one on the east side, and that block is the one usually that they'll just hang out there. And it takes a little bit for them, for us to clear them. Because that time, I think it was like 40 or 50 people that were documented that were outside, so it's a large crowd that forms.
You talking about on Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. From what I've heard, because I was briefly home last week, and so I stopped down there, I want to say Friday night just to see for myself. And what the people down there have said is that there is no like air circulation inside of the building, and so they'll be inside, and then once it gets too hot, as they allow people in, then they move outside, and then they just hang out. And so I don't really know how to rectify that. I've had many constituents email me. I don't know if Sergeant Cruz, if you were on the email string this past week from people who were talking about Taste of Soul. Okay. But yeah, I don't really know how we go about fixing that other than, every once in a while riding through when you guys have the availability to.
um, and I noticed that Select 627 is not on here. They're not open, or are they open right now? Have you did anything to?
There's a lot of concerns, but I don't know anything that's concrete.
But far as this report,
There was a call that came out that we didn't make the report because I still need to clarify with the sergeant that was out there. Allegedly, they were letting people in after the bar was already closed. It's happened at 3:30 in the morning, but there were people there hanging out. And the CAD knows, which is what we do, like a quick update on the form as far as our computers, if it doesn't take a full blown out report. And it was like said that was happening, but I don't have anything really to say like, yeah, they are going in. So I need to speak to the sergeant that was out there at the time, which is, he's on off days right now. So I need to talk to him when he comes back, so I can figure out what that was.
One of the other alders shared with me that they were out in public and someone that they knew that lives right close to Select was really upset about all the lack of quality of life because of the noise, et cetera, et cetera. That's, they said it's very uncomfortable for them to even live there in their own homes.
It was a couple weeks back, if you guys remember, when you guys asked me as far as bringing a bar in, I advised for Select 67 to come in just because we've had the issue with the bartenders. We've had the issue with them locking the door, not letting us go inside. And we had the issue with everybody came out from the rear, and then the bartender alleged like he was hiding in a closet. And then we ended up taking him into custody. At that point, I requested for them to be brought in, but then they weren't. So I'm not sure as far as that just went down to communication, and we just filed and received it. But
When we get to that, that's at the next item.
So I have one more question about, sorry, Taste of Soul. So you had mentioned that they have a cutoff at a certain time where they're trying to not have anybody under 30.
I think that's just their rule. I don't think there's like a cutoff time. It's just, I don't know if it was 25 or 30, but they have an age requirement to get in. And anybody under that, they just say, no, you can't.
So I know Alder Fraser said that like they're going out because it's hot. Do you notice the crowds are out there after that time that they're no longer letting you know what I mean?
So that crowd is usually there throughout the night. Like throughout the night, as you drive past, there's always people that are hanging out on the east side of it. But I was like, depending on our call service, and call lobby, sometimes you can't address just people hanging out there, just because we got some other serious calls that are happening.
I was just curious if that was correlated.
Yeah, they're usually throughout the night. Maybe it won't be as big as like 40, 50 people all the time, but there's at least 10 or 12 outside throughout the night.
Thanks.
There another question that would be looking for most.
There is one more person that signed up to speak on the that's expressive support. That would be Oscar Salas, 52163.
Yeah, I'd like to address you guys a little bit here. I've gotten a couple calls through our business and through the work that I do in the community. And through reporting, I've sent a couple videos over to a couple different people. I don't like to single anybody out. I don't want to single a bar out or anything like that. I have noticed with Taste of Soul, I have taken a couple videos. There's security allowing people to walk out of the bar with bottles. The last incident that we're talking about, I was there. I witnessed a young lady bring out alcohol, then fight with the police, get arrested. She may not have been directly correlated with that, but she did come out of that bar less than 5 minutes prior to them arriving. I did witness when the police came that their security officer, and you can look at the videos that I have posted, are cleaning up the street of all the liquor bottles that they have brought out from inside the bar. I've gotten concerns, and this is why I've asked to bring this to you guys' attention. Like Officer Cruz has said, people have asked me multiple times because there has been comments made at this public meeting in the past. That's my friend. I've known them for years. That's my friend. I feel that they're going to do a good job because I know them. And then they're not called in. The community is being felt let down. And that's why I'm speaking today. Because community members are coming to me as a media organization and saying, hey, what more can you do? What more can you bring to the attention of these places? And I have brought stuff to the attention. I have done our own investigations. I have done our media investigations. I have tried to work with the community. I have tried to bring this to the Alder's attention. Just like Select 627. Been over there multiple times, really locked the door, and the police are trying to get in. No one calls them in, but because they're a friend of somebody's on this committee. Officer Cruz last time, can we call them in? We heard that, the community heard that, and the community asked us, do we know why they were not called in? So, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask me. I'm out here at night trying to get the documentation to bring it so that we can have a safe community, because the members in downtown right now do not feel that they're being represented. A few of them. So, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Look at the videos. I provide them to you. If you want copies of them, ask me. I'll provide them.
From our last, or one of our common council meetings, we were instructed to not do investigations on our own.
Which we're
So just want to make that put out there.
absolutely.
That's not what we're instructed to do.
Exactly. I'm just going off the police report.
Appreciate it. And I would like to make a motion.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Thank you. Our next item, please.
Item 0543-26, communication requesting any consideration, any formal expression of concern, or other actions pursuant to the police report.
Other than the 2 or 3 bars we've already discussed, officer group, do you see, does anything else stick out?
No. Just, I said, the gathering of the crowds, and then the previous report would select 6 to 7, but nothing from this one.
I didn't realize, so I apologize, I don't remember you were requesting
I don't either.
for 627. So I apologize for that, so I'm glad you said that, because I honestly don't remember.
Oh,
I got the
request to bring it in, because I would have wanted to ignore that.
Yeah,
So I just,
and I actually made a comment, I think, with the last one, because I got the impression that there wasn't enough information or
Yeah.
something for us to do that. But
That's what
I
we all
mean,
thought.
I would certainly be open to making a motion to do that this time, for sure.
Is there a second?
second.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Alright.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any others?
Question. When was the last time Doobies came in?
I don't
It
think
was the last committee. And it was.
last year.
it was a
No, it
year.
was this year.
Mhm.
It was either late last year or this year.
Was it within this past 6 months or something?
It was longer than that, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause we're
I have
already-
the, I have the exact date here, I'll pull it up as soon as I can, I keep track of
Yes.
all of those.
And same as a select 6 to 7.
I'm thinking that it would be good with summer arriving at Doobies come in and we find out, like what their plan is.
So, Doobies was last called in on January 14th, 2026. They were referred to a good neighbor meeting on January 28th, 2026. They completed that. Myself and Sergeant Cruz talked with them at length about strategies they could do. That's when they started hiring the off-duty officer. That is their most recent call-in. Prior to that, they had a call-in that was rescinded in 2025, and then the previous one before that was all the way back in 2022. So they're currently, as of today, at 1, or actually with the Good Neighbors meeting being completed, it's not really 1 because you didn't uphold the strike, you referred it instead. So it would still be their first call-in 6 months.
What about select? Excuse me. Losing my voice.
So they were last called in on, let's see here, on December 10th, 2025.
There's been over 6 months off.
Have you guys ever brought taste in?
Yes.
Taste of Soul came
When
in
it
last
was
summer.
when it was under the previous owner, correct?
Taste of Soul was called in July 9th, 2025, for noise violations and bartender's license issues.
That's when we talked about the noisometer or whatever that thing
Yeah.
on going to Radio Shack, remember that conversation?
Part of that was also about keeping the door closed, which is part of our ordinances.
Being that this individual, well, there's a change of agent, right? So there's a new person that's running the bar at the
Which
moment.
one, taste or select?
It's the daughter or something, I believe.
Let's see here, I can look up the exact person. So at least as of back to 2024, it's been Rebecca McCrae. I'm looking for the exact date it was changed over. But she has been the agent for a few years now. I don't have the exact time at my
He would
fingertips.
usually come speak though.
Yeah, I believe she came to the last meeting and when we were over at the library last summer.
I mean, might be worth a conversation.
Yeah, I'm making much of it. Takes us all.
And select,
Yes, oh, I thought we did select already.
we did, all right, well,
Takes us all.
all three. Any further discussion or questions? The motion carries on. We're doing one at a time, or can we do select and taste the soul together?
So select's already been done. We would prefer if you do Taste of Soul and Doobies separately, just in case certain people want to call in one and not the other, or both, or either. Things like that.
There a motion for the next one then?
So, motion, which one are you documenting first?
Doobies first, that's the answer.
Okay, so we got Doobies first, motion for Doobies to come in.
All in favor, please say
Aye.
aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Motion for Taste of Soul to come in.
Second.
Any further questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And who makes the last motion? Or do we just?
We did that one before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that we've exhausted our items on the agenda and we're officially adjourned. Well,
You have something else pulled up?
It's a-